Saddiq Bey has been throughout his entire career with the Detroit Pistons, unfortunately, has been a bit of a tease. I would argue the ultimate tease, because he has some qualities that if he could ever develop them into what we think his potential could be, would be a very valuable NBA player. He is extremely streaky. He's at a 51-point game. He has games where he's hotter than fish grease from three-point, but he also has games like he did last night where he was basically a non-factor, 1 of 6, 1 of 4 from 3, 7 points, did basically nothing. There was too much of that, and obviously he's basically a traffic cone as a defender.
Yes.
And that's something that I thought he would develop more into, but that's been very, very disappointing seeing him not play a lick of defense.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see him go, but like you said, it's not something that I do believe Pistons fans are overvaluing what he would be able to get in the trade market. You saw he basically got traded for 3 second-round picks that turned into Gary Payton II. So would you rather have Gary Payton II on your team or James Wiseman? For me, it's James Wiseman.
I would probably agree with that. It's kind of crazy, us as Pistons fans, we all kind of overvalue our players, that he's worth the same as Gary Payton II by the numbers, by what happened on the trade deadline.
Yes.
And it's so disappointing because I think we all had high hopes for Saddiq Bey. I mean, he came right out his rookie year, contributed, was a valuable contributor, and I think we all thought this was a pick that Troy Weaver hit. And now it's trade deadline of year 3 and he's gone, and I'm not gonna lose a lick of sleep over it.
It's not something that I'm regretting, or I liked Saddiq Bey. I'm not in love with this trade by any means, but I'm not freaking out over it as well. Chris, how did you feel about this?
Yeah, I'm with you and against you, Spencer. I'm a little bit in the middle. I agree that Saddiq's value was second-round picks, and I'd rather have a guy like Wiseman than second-round picks. I'm not mad at Troy Weaver taking this shot. I think he approached this trade the right way. When you have a young player that's not working out in your team, you want to then explore who are some other young players that maybe, just didn't have the right fit, they could really blossom into something. I just don't like them targeting specifically James Wiseman because his ceiling here is much higher than Saddiq Bey. However, it's limited here by what's around him, which is Jalen Duren, which is Marvin Bagley, which is Isaiah Stewart. Maybe this opens the door for Isaiah Stewart and Marvin Bagley being more expendable, but James Wiseman is a guy that was a former number 2 overall pick, so no doubt he has a higher ceiling than Saddiq Bey. But with Jalen Duren being your star center, or your center of the future, how much opportunity does he really have if he can't play with Jalen Duren that much? Because I don't think those two games fit well, and they can play together. So can he be a backup center? Sure, absolutely. But I would have liked Troy to shoot a shot on a wing player, somebody that can maybe more fit this Piston team right away as a role player. Because I think the front court is a little crowded. Again, I'm not mad at the trade. I think it's the value of the trade. And if there's anything we've learned from Troy Weaver, it's patience. It's that at the trade deadline last year, he didn't trade Jeremy Grant. People were upset. Yeah. That turned into Jalen Duren. Everybody became happy with it. Maybe Wiseman plays pretty well, and you get him for more than seconds. Maybe you up his value, and he has more value around the league than Saddiq Bey, and you turn that into an asset you like. Or maybe he's your backup center of the future.